a certain environment is making you feel sad, then you should probably think about getting out of that environment.
You just want a little bit of high because you understand that you don't like this life.
Yeah, people are trying to escape, are trying to escape from a reality that they have created for themselves that they don't like.
It's not about to tell people, hey, you have to change, you have to do this, because look, you're bored. You don't realize you're bored. No. Let's start podcast setting this intention. Did we decide to make this podcast right now?
Cranberry tea, so good.
Cheers.
Cheers.
So, thank you so much, Tom, for inviting me at your space.
Of course.
My name is Irene, for all those who don't know me, and we met in Bali. We became friends after aligning our paths in the same way, because I was, like always, struggling with so many things, and he was just the confident guy who was like, I can help you. You're just overthinking. You're just on your mind all the time. Like things are easier. And how many people told me that on the journey? And right now I realize that the only thing that I need is community.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I love about traveling, especially to very conscious places like Bali and Thailand and a few other places. I would imagine there's a lot of places like this around the world where you can really like truly connect with people,
Yes, that's what a few years ago I thought, right? I came, I was in my job as a physiotherapist. I was in athletics also, injured by all the stress that I was dealing with. And I was like, fuck off, I need to travel. And I decided to travel. And I came to Bali, I went to Vietnam, Thailand, all these amazing places, which was exactly what I needed at this time. But somehow I came back to my country. I came back again to Bali, expecting the same vibe. No way.
Different. Wow.
Different.
That's so interesting. How like dynamics can shift. Do you think it was that you changed as a person, or was it the energy of Bali changed? What do you think?
That's interesting, because we always attract what we are. And at the beginning I was like with this urge of going out from this state of mind. And I had really good thoughts and impressions of what I wanted, so I attract this. But when I came back again, I was more like chasing, Yes.
Yeah, like chasing energy. And then you start to push things away, because when you chase, you repel, you like push away, because you're trying to get it. And if you're in the energy of trying to get, you are stuck there. You're trying to get instead of having, Like if you have the energy of I have this, that's a very different vibration to I want this, I'm chasing this. I'm reaching for this.
Yeah, normally life, it's more under control, our control. And for our audience that are just freaking out right now because they don't know what we're talking about. So the intention of this podcast is basically to allow people to open their hearts, to live their potential life, the ideal life, and to be creators. Because, we all have these fears of what are they going to think about us. Do you think we don't have these fears?
Everyone.
Like, do you
Even
really?
the most confident people you see have these fears.
Yes, exactly. And this is just to invite you to see how easy at the end is, right? Like this podcast.
And this was so spontaneous. We literally we picked a corner in the house we're at, and we put some pillows down, set up a little thing, and just pressed record, and that's it. There was no planning or scripting or thinking about all these ideas. It was just action and creation.
Yeah, but that's now I'm feeling what do I need to tell? I don't know what to tell, So,
well, you have so much to tell. You have so much to share. This is what all of us struggle with, is we forget we have such a big story to share,
Yeah.
We have so many things we can share of value to others. And just by naturally living this human experience, you have experiences that you can share that will benefit others. So maybe we talk about like what's going on. Like right now, you just landed in Australia, here in Brisbane,
Yeah.
and you came from Bali, which is like a crazy vortex. And
Yeah, it is.
it's very different to Australia. You know, a lot of Australian people go to Bali as like a holiday destination, right? But they don't get to really see the spiritual or conscious side of Bali, which is really what excites me, and I would imagine what excites you too. So maybe talk about like how you're landing in Australia as obviously not a local here. It's a very
Yeah.
different perspective to what I have
Yeah.
being from Australia. So
Yeah. So, first of all, like for the moment, I was craving white spaces, right? And Australia is big.
yeah.
So I like that. I like that very much. In Bali nowadays, it's just so crowded and yeah, and a lot of bacteria, you know? So
Yes.
places that are so tiny, it's where more diseases come and bacteria and parasites and infections. So coming from a huge past of as a healthcare professional, as a physiotherapist, where living with my family also, my dad is a doctor and he's always like telling me what to do, be careful with, and put me all these beliefs that sometimes I'm hypochondriac, but
Yeah. Overthinking.
yes, exactly.
Yes.
Coming to Australia just bring me the peace that I needed. But again, what I was craving is friendship. And yeah, I traveled for 2 years alone and I met a lot of people, like a lot
Yeah.
of people, make a lot of connections. But at the end, I realized that I wasn't connected with myself.
Yes. Yeah.
And the people that I was able to speak my truth were those who not only listened to me when I was in my worst, but they also explained me their worst.
Vulnerability. Yeah.
That's where connection comes.
Yes. Definitely.
And that's why I came here, because I just had this vibe, I just have this call from Zoe. Zoe was present here.
The rosemary.
Yeah. And she's my best friend, and we're gonna create so much stuff together because she is the spiritual sister that I always wanted to have, and I'm the scientific, more masculine sister that I'm helping. Like I'm giving her the willpower. She's giving me the calm and peace. So I came here just for that because I didn't want to run a business alone. I was in my masculine, you know. I was like Miss Independent, controlling. Like you can see, my man is getting out from overthinker. It's just like just the process, just accepting that I'm still struggling with some things, and that's why I'm here, because it's just so like good to detox and to calm down your nervous system, to regulate again, coming with friends, creating this family together.
Yeah, community, being grounded. It's like all very important parts. It's very interesting. Do you find that through the travel you're almost like running away in a sense? Does this feel like similar energy for you? Because I have definitely felt this when I started traveling start of last year, 2023. And it was like I was trying to run away from Australia, from all the problems that I had, from all of the, you know, I just went through a breakup and it was very tough. And yeah, it was like such a difficult time to manage. And I just felt like running away. And so I packed my bags, booked a flight, and just like went and just started solo traveling. But it was so much more lonely being in like foreign countries, like not knowing how to connect with people. And then also, like you said, to have more vulnerable conversations is even more difficult. Like to have surface level connections and friendships, most people have this, right? This is pretty common, but to actually connect with someone is like a different vibe altogether.
Because we all change so fast. We are constantly changing, constantly changing, and it seems like a huge fear. Like we're resisting this change all the time. We're like, no, I don't want to change. I want to have a stable job, a stable life. I don't want to think about more. And it's like, dude, you're losing your life.
Yeah.
It's like life is out from this routine, you know? Like you will have a routine, you will have this stability. It comes all from the mind.
Yes.
It comes out from the mind. It's
100%.
we are running, okay? All we are traveling, we are all running like,
Yeah.
oh, we're running away. But you know what? I was so stubborn that when I came back to Spain, I was like, okay, now I'm gonna prove everyone in this world that I make a huge change, that I'm gonna be able to change my family, change my friends, change everyone because I change, right? And if I change, the others can change. That's how it works. I was so much in my pride. So
Yeah,
no.
this doesn't happen.
No.
You can't force people to change.
No.
You can't. And yeah, it's very sad seeing a lot of people here in Australia, but also most Western countries. I mean, everywhere, right? There's so many people who are stuck in routine and just doing the same thing over and over and over again. Most people are living just to pay bills. They are living just to pay bills. And like if that sentence like just sinks in for a lot of people, maybe you're in this boat. It's like, there's more to life than living and paying bills. And it's very sad to see so many people stuck in this.
But you know what? Someone who is right now listening to us that is actually paying bills is going to be upset as fuck.
Yeah, because they're comfortable as well. Like, I get that there's comfortability with it too.
Yeah.
And it's familiar. You know it. You know that situation, you know?
So I want to send a message of love because none of this is to laugh at someone, and especially
100%.
because, you know, there's part of our lives that we just have to pay these bills and save this money and then go
Yeah.
and travel and then meet us deeply and, you know. So all you guys that are watching this and can feel affected by these messages, just it's
Sit with it.
sit with it,
Listen
but
to it.
it's a more like how can I say that? It's a message that I was there, right? So I was like, no, these people are living abroad that are having great lives. They're not happy. I was like, no, they're not happy. They're pretending. I was like this. I was like, they're pretending. It's all fake. It's all fake. I believe that because I couldn't find it. And you're gonna ask me why you couldn't find it? Because I just wanted community. I just wanted to be with people that was like this.
Yeah.
And I feel young and I feel creative. I feel juicy. I feel like I want to explore a lot.
Yeah,
and it's like,
yeah.
I don't want to kill this vibe.
100%.
I don't want to do that. It's like we're both into astrology, right? And we both have a pretty similar card, like pretty similar. And we're both really creative, and we have like spread energies, like a planet here, a planet there.
Yeah, 100%. Always wanting to create shit.
Yes. And it's like always like, oh, but you know, should I do this or should I do that? Because
Yeah, options. Lots of options.
lots of options. And do it. At the end, it's like, do it. Make the mistake. I made the mistake of coming to Bali again because I wanted to live this life.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, Bali is not like this anymore. Bali changed a lot. But there's people who are living very happy in Bali. They find their thing.
Yeah.
They find their place. They manifested their house. They
Yeah.
manifested their community. They're happy.
Yeah.
That's it.
100%. But it's not for everyone, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, you can't just like live your life based on what other people are living, you know?
Yeah.
If one thing is working for someone, it doesn't mean it will work for you necessarily. And I think we need to like find our own path, and that's why community is so helpful.
And be honest.
Yeah, exactly, honesty. Like complete honesty, radical honesty, where you can just share your truth and what's going on. Even if it's bad, even if it's shit, even if it's like
Yes.
complete chaos.
Yes.
Like share, and that's why, like you said, real connection comes from vulnerability. Because when you're able to open up like that, that's where the connection happens. Because you're seen, you're properly seen,
Exactly.
not fake seen, like this mask you put on.
So that happened to me in Bali. Just Mercury retrograde and also a lot of Scorpio energy, which is a transformative. And I was like, all right, I'm going to feel all the pain. And I was feeling like this. Like I was just complaining everywhere. I was like being critic to over everybody that was happy. It was like, this is not true. Like, you know, I was like, so I started to talk to all friends and like asking for help, asking like for support. They didn't understand me. So I was in this limbo.
Yeah.
Like with a hand in the past and another hand in the future. So I was like, what should I do?
Stuck in the middle.
And here's when surrender comes to you.
Yes,
and
yes,
you just
yes.
like, I'm open universe.
Yeah.
Give me what I need.
You let go. You let go.
And you let go, and you receive the answers that you're looking for.
I think
always.
surrender is such a beautiful word because it's surrendering to what's real in the moment, no matter what it is, you know? Like surrendering to the good, the bad, the happy, the sad, the angry, the frustrated, like everything, you know, surrendering to it all, because the human experience is a broad spectrum of emotions. Like it's not
Yes.
just you're happy your whole life,
Yes.
that's it. Like, and we all chase happiness, but we need the downtimes, the sadness, the like dips of the roller coaster to enjoy the peak. So I think coming to that realization again and awareness of that is really important, because if you're going through a tough time, it never lasts forever.
Yeah.
You know?
You know what? I'm thinking like I'm starting to channel thoughts of our audience right now. They are like, okay, so what's the key of happiness? Why are you happy? And I want to share something
For sure.
that we did 2 nights ago. And yeah, it was just a new moon ritual where always when you start a new moon ritual, it's about releasing. So you want to welcome new things with this energy that is going to fool the moon. But you need to let go stuff, right? So we open up and we cry together, you know, and we are very vulnerable together. And that's why I want to emphasize so much the power of real friendship, because as I told you, you can meet a lot of people, you can connect with other people, but truly, like if you're really honest with yourself, turn into your body. How do you feel after you talk with this person?
Yeah.
That's the sign. Yeah. Like, are you feeling insecure? Are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling like, yeah? Are you feeling hungry? Because sometimes it's like sex, you know, when you don't enjoy that, like, you start eating. True.
It's so true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So true.
So emotions are such a huge and big portal and channel to our true selves. It's not easy. It's not easy to be in this unknown, to surf it.
It's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But this how help comes. Also, ask for help out there.
Yes.
Ask your guidance. Be open to receive the messages. Be open to treat yourself good as well. Because a lot of us, sometimes we don't feel worth it for receive. We don't feel worth it for become happy, to create this life, to manifest this life. That's how I was feeling, you know. I was just on my survival mode, not feeling worthy for paying a proper house because I was not getting enough money. Of course, I had my savings, but I was like, no, I don't have a flow of energy coming in. I don't have money coming in, so I'm not allowed. That was just in my subconscious. It's deep roots. I'm from Spain. There was a war. It's a lot of ancestors.
Like poverty from the wars and stuff.
Yeah. I'm aware.
Yes, absolutely.
But taking action, even if it's a fear,
exactly. Yeah.
That's the comfortable zone.
Yeah.
Take the action of pay a proper house. Treat yourself good, because after you feel good, and when you feel good, your thoughts are positive.
Yeah.
And what is positive, you have proper conversations, you see things different, and you can also reflect and take conclusions.
That's it. Yeah. Very true. Better environment. When you're in a better environment, it's just, it's so much better. Like, you know, I was speaking to a friend. I've been speaking to him for a while now. We've been friends for a long time, but speaking to him a couple times about he had to get a factory job because he just had a kid. So he wants to like obviously support his family, and he went and got this factory job. And so he's like surrounded by these people who have been here for like 30 years doing the same thing, hating their lives, complaining about everything.
Yeah.
And it's like being in this environment is like so draining, you know? And so environment makes like a massive impact on how you see the world and your perspective and like your thoughts and emotions. So I think putting yourself in the right environment makes a lot of difference. But I want to come back to like what we're talking about with emotions, like, and digging into them, because at any given moment you can like pause and like feel what's going on, you know, and like pay attention to what's going on. Like, how are you feeling? what's going on? What's in your body? What's alive right now?
Yeah.
I love this question. What's alive for you right now? And like tune into it, you know, like just stop what you're doing, remove the thoughts and just tune in like what's alive right now. And through that, you can really start to understand like what patterns are happening in your body. And maybe you notice how you react to things and how you think about things and your perspective. And it all starts with awareness. This is what I say to everyone, like who doesn't know what's going on. It all starts with awareness, you know. It's like awareness of this thing makes me feel this way, and when this happens I tend to do this, and this is how I react to that, and like starting to become aware of all these things, and this is where change happens.
And a lot of clients that I have ask me about how can I recognize my intuition, for example. How can I know if that's my intuition or that's just a limited belief? Okay, so I'm gonna share that with you guys. Is basically intuition comes from your heart, and it comes from a calm parasympathetic nervous system as well. And a limited belief, a thought, comes from anxiety, comes from stress, comes from sympathetic nervous system.
Yes.
So when you rush, when you stress, don't trust much your thoughts. Don't trust much. Go have a walk and reflect. Walking is so good for reflecting.
Yes.
Like that's the
And
medicine
running.
I'm giving sometimes to, you know, like even not with your dog. Because I had a patient that she was like, yeah, I walk every day, but with her dog. You're taking care of your dog. You're looking at your dog.
Your intention is with the dog.
Yeah. Meditating, walking, because this is a kind of meditation. It's just universe looking at the sky, like surrender, setting this intention. Okay, I have this problem, like talking out loud.
Yeah.
Sometimes even making this energy exchange. If people can look at us like, oh, those are too hippie, too spiritual, like they're freaking out, but this is true.
It's so good to let the inner voice come outwards, you know?
Yes.
Like let out that inner voice. Like the thoughts you're having, like speak them out and see what's coming out, because then you're triggering more responses in your body, because if you speak the thought, you will hear the thought, and it's like
it's like, oh,
it's a whole thing, you know. You hear the thought and you're like, well, hang on, I just said this, like, interesting. It's more introception, you know.
that's to be so brave.
Yeah.
So brave to be aware to that. Like, honestly, honesty, courage, what else? And yeah, like being honest to how you're feeling, be brave enough to face it, to sit down with it.
Be present with it.
And ask for help.
Yes.
Because I didn't tell you about that. When I was feeling like this, yes, I asked for help to my old friends. I asked for help to my mom. I asked for friends to my real friends. Like I asked for help. Well, but sometimes therapeutic help.
Like proper help.
Yes, a lot of people around me are like, oh, this girl just make this growth by traveling. And it's like, no, I studied.
Yeah.
I went to therapy.
Yes.
A lot.
Yeah.
I did women's circles,
Yes.
healing retreats and sessions and rituals, ceremonies. I invest a lot of energy.
100%.
But it was all coming from a space of, this is what I need.
Yeah.
And people think that solutions come from a way of scarcity, like going out, right, and having this conversation with this dumb guy that was even more high and drunk like than you, and you're getting the advice of this, and you're thinking that this is the universe giving you, but be honest. Like, no, sometimes reality, it's sad, because you need to face this sadness to really, really, really know that you don't want to go back there.
Yeah. It teaches you a lesson, you know. It's like when you touch a fire, it burns you, because it teaches you that you don't touch it, you know. It like teaches you the lesson through the reaction to the, well, in this case to the body, but to the mind as well.
Yeah.
If a certain environment is making you feel sad, then you should probably think about getting out of that environment. Because if you want to continue to have sadness, then being in that environment will continue that.
But it's not easy sometimes to recognize sadness.
It's not. And also that's when we come back to awareness, you know. A lot of people like just unaware. They don't even realize they're sad sometimes. They just think that's normal.
Yeah.
You know, it's normal to feel these emotions. It's normal to be depressed, because it becomes so comfortable and the body gets used to it.
Yeah.
You know, the body operates from depression. It's your baseline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
the opposite of depression is expression.
I like that.
And
Expression.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I remember when I was not able to recognize my emotions, what was the thing that made me realize that? My actions. Because my actions were like I was taking ecstasies almost every week. And I was high as fuck. Like I was literally wanting this weekend to come so I can feel the ecstasies. And now, okay, that's already like maybe 3 years without taking any drug. It's like, yeah, all my friends from the rehabilitation center, just kidding. But it's true. Like ecstasies, it's in our body. We produce these hormones naturally. You're connected with
100%.
sort of like.
But also, it's like from not being reliant on the drug, you can actually enjoy it more. So now if you were to take ecstasy, you could enjoy it more because you realize you don't need it, you know? It's not like a must. Yeah. And so this is like me with weed. I used to smoke weed all the time, every day.
Me too,
right? With friends and stuff. And then like once I stopped doing that, now when I smoke weed, it's more intentional and it's like, it feels better because it's like, I know I'm not getting addicted and I'm not needing this substance, you know, to make me feel a certain way. And therefore you can have a better experience with it.
Yeah, I really want to talk about weed because it's a medicine plant from the earth, even tobacco. Yeah. We do some rituals with tobacco. Like when I healed my relationship with tobacco was basically to remove all the guilt that was there. Because if you use this drug intentionally, if you're like, hey, you know what, I'm feeling a bit anxious because, you know, now I'm facing this job that I don't like, but the universe is giving me here, it's bringing me here right now, and I don't know why, but here I am facing it. And what's the problem of smoking a little bit with your friends? Like the first time I went to psychologist, I was so afraid of the therapist that was going to judge me because I wanted to talk her about my addiction with weed, marijuana. And I was like, you know what, I'm smoking weed every day, but actually not that much. I'm just, rolling a little bit with some leaves of weed and just to calm me. And she was like, are you realizing what are you telling me? Like you're just smoking a little bit. You just want a little bit of high because you understand that you don't like this life. And she was like this. And she was like, go to Bali. This was 2 years ago.
Wow, that's so cool.
That's so cool.
That's so cool.
I really love this girl that helped me. And that was true. That was true. The thing that blocks you with drugs, addiction, of course there's a chemical part in your brain that affects and blah, blah. But it is more the emotional aspect. It's more the lack of emotional intelligence, lack of emotional courage that makes us in this trap. We cannot escape.
Yeah.
So be honest.
You become dependent on it. Yeah, 100%.
Humble to ask for help.
Because people are trying to escape, are trying to escape from a reality that they have created for themselves that they don't like, and they're not sure how to get out of it other than drinking, partying, drugs. It's just an easy escape, It's so easy. You can go down the road and there's a pub.
Yeah.
You can get weed from your friends. You can get drugs from your friends. Like it's an easy escape than doing the hard work, which is facing your demons, facing the things and being, like you said, honest. Like honesty is the core of all of this. It's like being honest. I don't like my job. Okay, what are you going to do about it? Instead of going and running away and drinking and partying, what are you going to do about it? What's the solution?
It's just the anxiety comes to you. When someone asks you this, because your demons are asking you this all the time. That's when overthinking and anxiety comes. It's just, they're asking, and you're like, I don't know, just leave me alone, And it's like, okay, I recognize that I have this stressor. I don't know where it's coming from. I see you. It's so simple at the end. It's just, I see you. Okay, let's cry, let's shout. That's what I do in therapy. Let's fucking shout on a pillow. And after, when you allow your inner child to let go all this, you're like, oh, you know what? Maybe I can consider the idea of letting go this job. Because they are more open. We are all children. We're all kids.
At the end of the day.
At the end of the day, we all want the same.
That's very true. We all came from nothing, you know. We were literally babies who couldn't speak, who couldn't talk, who couldn't walk, who couldn't feed themselves. We all started the same. Every single person.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's very crazy. I was gonna say though, it's interesting how much of a role perspective plays on this too. Like, you could have someone who's in a really difficult situation, they're broke, they're, you know, living a life they don't like, they're stuck somewhere in an environment, but because of their perspective, that's all they see. You know, they don't know that life can be different. They don't know that there's other options out there.
Yeah.
And I think it's so unattainable for them, and that puts up this wall of like excuses and doubts and fears, and it stops them from living the life they want because they're just blocking themselves and not seeing it's possible. And you know, to paint that picture even more, like if you were to have two people in the same scenario, they're both broke, they're both in like dead-end jobs or whatever, but one person has been a millionaire before, they have that perspective, so they have the beliefs, they have the knowledge that, hey, this is actually possible, I could do this. They're going to approach things very differently to get out of that situation faster than the other person.
It all depends on your energy, because I know a lot of people that like their simple lives, you know. Actually
True.
living a simple life, it's...
But then I would even push back on that. Do you actually like a simple life?
Who, me?
No, but like to those people, like, do you actually want a simple life? Do you actually enjoy the simple life? Or are you just telling yourself this lie because you're scared to chase more in life?
I have to recognize that, you know, some of them, they like the sort of community from village, right? So, for example, I come from Catalonia, who is in well, it's not a village, it's like a big community, an autonomous community, is it called like that? I don't know, whatever. And we are really like close. So we like to help each other, to support each
Yeah.
other, and that creates a safe space for someone to live there. And I kind of like that. Like, I don't know what's my future gonna depart me, but I would love to come back somewhere and see someone still there. So it's not about to tell people, hey, you have to change, you have to do this, because look, you're bored. You don't realize you're bored. No.
Yeah.
It's to like, hey, like, if you want to travel, don't miss this,
Yeah.
you know. And if you want to travel alone, some of them are in relationships, some of them, like, there's such a multiple and immense like thoughts that come, and how can I say, spaces.
You can't just give one piece of advice to everyone.
Exactly.
You can't.
You can't. You
Yeah.
can't. This is very Libra from my part.
Yeah.
Very people pleasing, I know.
For sure.
But
This is like one thing that I've come to a conclusion on is like, I want to speak my opinions and my truth, and like if it lands for some people, it lands. If it doesn't land for other people, I don't mind, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
Because it's like, I say that, but it's like obviously not advice for everyone.
Yeah.
And I think that's with anything anyone says, right?
Yeah.
For one person, it's going to be like, I don't agree. For
Yeah.
another person, they're like, yeah, that's awesome, you know? Like,
Yeah,
it's all perspective, which is really interesting because, yeah,
so
it's like speaking to a certain audience.
rather than telling people what to do, I would tell them, be honest, be brave with yourself, because at the end, honestly, honesty is going to bring you much closer to your dreams, to your good and healthy life, that we all need that as humans. Like, I don't believe that someone is telling me, no, I actually don't want to live a healthy life. Like I'm okay, you know, living in under a bridge and eating tuna from a box, you know, like, no one likes that. And it's, I think, so necessary to also be able to experience what is a human life. It's,
The full human experience is
yes,
beautiful.
yes, it also comes
gosh,
from
yeah.
sex, for example. If you come in, if you come into sex, like, there's so much big world there that people are just like, oh, I'm not, you know, I don't want to ask that to my partner because what is
Yeah.
she or he gonna think about me? This is the same, right? In sex, we can like literally see it very fast because
Yeah.
we're all kind of a little spicy. But in life is the same. You want something,
Ask for it.
Yeah.
Ask the questions. Don't ask for it. Ask the questions.
go have a walk,
Yeah.
talk with the spirits, grab a crystal, find a stone. Tom told me that this is his
That's
yoni stone.
my Yoni stone.
Yeah, so funny.
Yoni stone. There you go, guys.
All right.
Enjoy. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in.
Farewell.
I appreciate it, Tom.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.